Linda sat by the edge of the pool, her legs submerged in the cool water, staring out at the vast ocean stretching before her. The rhythmic sound of the waves crashing against the shore seemed to echo her own swirling emotions. The past weeks had been a whirlwind, an ordeal that left her both exhausted and strangely lighter, though the ache in her heart was still fresh. Her mind drifted to the funeral ceremony Mark had arranged for Lydia. It had been beautiful, intimate, and filled with love. She still remembered the way Mark had stood beside her the entire time, his silent strength anchoring her as she said her final goodbye to her sister. Then there was the visit from Mark's lawyer, who had brought her a shred of peace she didn't realize she needed. Joseph would be in jail for a long time, if not forever, and the court would grant her divorce petition without issue. The thought brought a soft sigh to her lips. She was finally free of Joseph, free of his control and his cruelty. She would never have to see him or worry about him again. But alongside the relief came a pang of sadness, a hollow ache for her sister, the one person who had always been with her. Linda tilted her head back, her eyes searching the clear blue sky. Tears blurred her vision as she whispered, "I love you, Lydia. I'll miss you so much. I hope you're with my little girl now. Please take care of her for me. Tell her I love her, and one day I'll see you both again." A gentle breeze brushed against her skin as if carrying her message to the heavens. She closed her eyes, letting the moment settle, her heart heavy with both loss and hope. Minutes passed as she remained lost in thought, the ocean's rhythm lulling her into a quiet reverie. The sound of footsteps on the patio startled her, and she turned her head. Her breath caught as her eyes locked with Mark's. He stood a few feet away, his gaze fixed on her with an intensity that left her both curious and unnerved. There was something in the way he looked at her, gentle yet powerful, that made her heart race. Mark had been different since they left the hospital. He'd been attentive, kind, and impossibly caring. He always asked if she was okay, if she needed anything, or if there was something he could do for her. He had grown closer to both her and the baby, and she couldn't deny how much she liked it, the way it made her feel safe, cared for, and something more. As he walked closer, his eyes never leaving hers, Linda felt her pulse quicken. The way he made her feel was undeniable. She loved him. She tried to steady her breath as he stopped beside her, his presence both comforting and overwhelming. "Hi there, beautiful," Mark said, his voice warm and settled beside Linda, the soft splash of the pool water creating a serene background to the charged moment. He reached out, gently taking her hands in his touch warm and steady. "My love," he began, his voice tender yet filled with resolve. "It's time we had the talk I've been wanting to have with you for far too long." Hearing him call her my love, Linda's breath caught and her eyes searched his, wide with surprise and anticipation. She didn't know what he meant by the endearment, but the sincerity in his gaze made her heart race. Mark held her gaze, his thumbs brushing against her hands as he spoke. "Linda, from the very first day I heard your voice and saw you, something shifted inside me. I didn't understand it at the time, and I fought against it. I told myself I shouldn't feel this way, but as the days turned into weeks, it became impossible to deny. You'd already stolen my thoughts, my heart, without even trying." Linda blinked, her heart hammering as she tried to process his words. She remained silent, eager, yet nervous as he continued. "I've spent so much time trying to fight my feelings for you, convincing myself that I wasn't ready, that I didn't deserve to feel this way again," Mark admitted, his voice softening. "But now I know. I can't do without you. Linda, I love you. I love you so much it scares me sometimes, but it's the kind of fear I'm ready to embrace. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, loving you and building a future together." His words hit Linda like a wave, leaving her speechless. Her mind reeled, but her lips struggled to form words. Finally, she managed to whisper, "What about my sister?" Mark's brow furrowed in confusion. "What about her?" he asked gently. Linda's voice was hesitant, almost a whisper. "The day you came back from your trip, I overheard you both in your room. I thought—" She trailed off, unsure how to continue. Realization dawned on Mark, and a soft chuckle escaped him. "Oh, my sweet love," he said, shaking his head. "That was not what it seemed like. It was just a misunderstanding." Linda asked, her voice trembling. "So, you and my sister, you didn't have a thing going on?" Not wanting to destroy the memories Linda had of her sister, Mark decided to leave his encounters with Lydia and instead leaned closer, his tone earnest. How could you even think that, Linda, with everything I was going through, bitterness, anger, confusion? I didn't have time for anything like that. The only person who managed to break through that darkness and steal my heart was you. From the moment I laid eyes on you, no one else existed for me. But now I know I can't do without you, Linda. I love you. I love you so much it scares me sometimes, but it's the kind of fear I'm ready to embrace. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, loving you and building a future together. Her silence stretched for a moment, and Mark's heart clenched. Afraid he might have overwhelmed her, he quickly added, "It's okay if you don't feel the same way. I'll wait for as long as it takes. I'll spend every day proving to you that I love you more than anything. And if you'll let me, I'll spend the rest of my life making you happy." Linda's heart swelled at his words, overwhelmed by the sincerity and love pouring from him. She realized in that moment that all her fears and doubts were overshadowed by her own feelings for him. Tears welled in her eyes as she threw her arms around him, hugging him tightly, her voice trembling with emotion. "Oh, Mark, I never thought you could feel the same way I do. I love you so much. It took me a while to realize it, but I do. Being with you and the baby is all I want." Mark's arms wrapped around her securely as he whispered against her hair, "Our baby." Linda pulled back slightly, her face lighting up with emotion. "Our baby," she repeated softly, then hesitated before adding, "And the DNA?" Mark's lips curved into a gentle smile as he cupped her face. "I don't care what her DNA is, Linda. She's mine. She's ours. That's all that matters." Linda's smile grew as she hugged him again, burying her face against his chest. "Then it's about time our baby got a name," she murmured. Mark chuckled, gently pulling her back so he could look into her eyes. "That, my love, I leave to you," he said with a playful grin. "Are you sure?" Linda asked, a hint of teasing in her voice. "Absolutely," he replied with a nod. Linda thought for a moment, her eyes filling with love as she looked at him. Finally she whispered, "Hope." Mark's smile widened, his eyes shining with agreement. "Hope," he repeated, his voice filled with pride and affection. "Agreed." He leaned in, cupping her face gently as he pressed his lips to hers in a long, sweet kiss, sealing their shared promise of a future together.